One game that was very interesting, Christmas Eve, a whiteout at U.S. Bank Stadium, a back-and-forth affair. The Vikings were up 10 early. The Giants were ahead in the fourth quarter. Great catch in the end zone by T.J. Hawkinson to give the Vikings the lead, and then they blew it. They were up 8, and the Giants scored a great run by Saquon Barkley, 2-point conversion, and a 61-yard field goal from Greg Joseph was the difference after an excellent catch and run by Justin Jefferson with a screen pass that even put them in position to avoid overtime. 27-24 was the final. And, Peter, this is Kirk Cousins', I don't want to say opportunity, I want to say mandate. Home game, first home game in the postseason for him as a member of the Vikings. Second trip to the playoffs in 5 years with the team. This, regardless of what happens next week, they could go to Levi's Stadium and get beat by 30, which is probably in the offing for the Vikings. But they still need to win this one. And Kirk Cousins needs to step up and show he can get it done and win a playoff game at home against a team they've already beaten just within the past few weeks.
No question about it. This is a mandate for Kirk Cousins to win this game. It's not an option for him to win this game. He has to win it. Let me say one thing about the Giants. I think... and I voted for Brian Daboll this week as my coach of the year. And one of the reasons why I really like what he has done this year is that he has prepared for games the way Bill Belichick always did. In one way, with his game plan. Every game plan is a snowflake. You don't know what he's going to do. I have no idea what Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka have cooked up for this week, but I will just make a friendly wager that Daniel Jones will have more than 4 carries and Daniel Jones will have more than 34 yards rushing in this game. To me, and I don't know why that was the number in the first game and why there weren't more design runs for Daniel Jones. I'm sure there's a reason. I'm not questioning or saying, boy, what a dumb game plan it was. It wasn't. They almost beat the Vikings. But this time, I think that Daniel Jones, if I were a Giants fan and I'm watching this game, you know what I'd say? Give me 7 designed runs for Daniel Jones in U.S. Bank Stadium Sunday afternoon. That's what I would want, because that, to me, is the recipe for success against a defense that hasn't always been great, particularly against quarterbacks who run.
You make a great point, too, Peter, because this is the first playoff game for Daniel Jones, so we've never seen this in the past. One thing I noticed with the Bills and Josh Allen, he ran a lot as a rookie. His second season, they reeled it in. And then the playoffs came along. They had that game down in Houston where they were up and they ended up blowing it. But in that game, they unleashed Josh Allen as a runner. And you have to worry about keeping your quarterback healthy between September and Week 18. So you don't want to have him out there run all the time. But when you get to single elimination time and you've got a skill set that is conducive to pulling down the ball and running it, whether it's scrambling or designed runs, that's your opportunity to lean into what your guy does best and throw caution to the wind. I think you're onto something, and the Vikings better be ready for it, because it's part of his skill set. We're not worried about him getting injured. I mean, yeah, you don't want to put the guy in a bad spot, but we're not as obsessed as we'd ordinarily be about not having him for a few weeks. This is it. The season's on the line, and if we want to make a difference in a game that we could have won without Daniel Jones running the ball more than 4 times, this is the time to do it. I think that's an excellent point. And look, I think there's a quiet confidence. A lot of people think the Giants are going to win this game straight up. And, when the Giants tied the game up the last time, I saw Saquon Barkley on the sidelines, and I thought, boy, if this guy gets the ball in overtime, he's just going to take it to the house from wherever he gets it. If he's got that same mindset going into this game and he's in a contract year, he's trying to make a case to other teams in the event the Giants don't re-sign him. Everybody else is home watching. This is a great chance for him to come out and have a big game. I will not be surprised if the Giants win this game. My standard approach for the Vikings the entire postseason is they will win by 2 or 4 points, 2 to 4 points, or they'll lose by 20 to 40 points. There's not going to be any in between. And I could see the Giants not quite doing what they did in the 2000 NFC Championship game, the last time these two teams played in the postseason. The Giants won 41-0, but I could see the Giants winning this game in a fairly convincing fashion. And it's one of the most, and look, it's a 3-point spread. The odds makers see it. It's a game that could go either way, and it should be a fun one to watch. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.